My name is HAPruitt and I am the author of Anelthalien, and in this video I'm going to be doing a book review of a book I really enjoyed. Before I get to the book review, I want to say it's really important to review books that you have read. It helps the author, it helps other authors, it helps anyone who reads a review to get a better understanding of what readers want to read. So if you're an aspiring author, I guess read reviews to know what people want. And it helps readers to know if they want to buy a book or not. It is so helpful, so please review books. So today I'm going to be, let me set my book down. I'm going to be reviewing The Heir of Ariad by Niki Florica. I think that's how you say her name. The Heir of Ariad. And if I botch up any names, any words from this book, forgive me. This is just how I think they're pronounced. So The Heir of Ariad. This is a fantastic book. It's a fantasy book and a different world. Ariad is the world. It's fantastic and it's a captivating world. I give this book 4 stars. The thing I like best about The Heir of Ariad was the world of Ariad. It seemed like really deep and really, like, it seemed like a real world somewhere else. Like you read about Middle Earth and there's all these languages and different people groups and they have their own stories and legends, and it feels very deep and very established as a world, and that makes it feel real. You know, while reading this book, I'd go outside and look at the clouds and I'd look for silver ships, you know. It just makes you believe in it so much, and that's super exciting to see such a believable and deep world of Ariad. I really like the world of Ariad. It kind of had this feel of an ancient world, kind of had this feel of a Robin Hood adventure, but it also had a feel of a faraway, modern, futuristic place at times. It was just really cool and unique. I don't read a ton, but I've never read anything quite like it. So it was just a really enjoyable world. I probably should have said the storyline first. The story is about this guy on the cover here, Kyrian. Something happens in his life that just throws everything up in the air. And then he encounters this legend about the heir of Ariad, and that makes things even more complicated. And then just the journey to discover what he needs to discover makes things even more complicated. So that's what it's about. So the world is what I enjoyed most. The things I wish were a little different were the characters. I enjoyed the characters. The characters were good. But I wish I enjoyed the characters more. The story dove into the storyline so quickly that I felt like I wasn't invested in the characters as much as I wanted to be. It's kind of like if a guy in Walmart like falls down and gets hurt, you're like, oh, that's bad. You know, but if your best friend falls down and gets hurt, you're like, oh man, that's bad. What do I need to do? Do I need to help you? You're invested in the situation. And it felt like the characters, because it started so suddenly in the midst of their lives, it was like that stranger in Walmart who fell down. You're like, oh, that's bad that this happened to Kyrian. But you weren't like, oh man, oh man, oh man for him. I wanted to be more invested in the characters before the action started. But the characters were good. I wanted to like them more because I did like them. What else did I want to say about the characters? Also, the characters, I wish they were just a little more distinct and unique. A lot of the characters were warriors, and I understand why, because the Skyads are warriors. But there were other characters in the book, but everyone seemed to be kind of a warrior person. So I wished that the characters were a little more unique, that there were some people who weren't ready to stab somebody if necessary. Because I'm not, so I wanted someone to relate to. I'm like, I can't even step on a bug. That's not important. But I wanted the characters to be a little more consistent, a little more distinct in who they were. And also the action, this isn't a bad thing, but the action was a little fast-paced, and it was good because it kept you wanting to read, but it was a little too fast-paced to me. I wanted to get a little more immersed in this world of Ariad because it was just so fantastic, but the action was really fast-paced, and so it didn't let me get as immersed in the setting. It didn't let me visualize as much as I liked to, but that's kind of just personal preference. At the beginning of each chapter is a verse from the Bible, and hear me out, I didn't like that. I love the Bible. I love verses from the Bible, and I love making connections to the Bible, but the story that the Heir of Ariad is paralleled to, I know really well. And so the verse at the beginning of the chapter set up an expectation for me. Got stuff in here. So the first chapter has the verse, "Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph." And so I read that and I'm like, okay, so there's going to be some king who is not a very good king in this chapter. And so you get this expectation of the chapter. And when the chapter lives up to that expectation, you're like, I kind of knew what was going to happen. It kind of ruined it for me. But when the verse did not live up to my expectation, I was kind of like, that doesn't really go along with the story. Is it supposed to go along with the story in the Bible? How? Maybe I'm overthinking it, and I got caught up in trying to find the parallel. When, if the verse hadn't been there, I wouldn't have had any of those thoughts in my mind, and I would have just been like, that was a good chapter. But because the verse was there, I was like, did I miss something? Is the parallel wrong? Is the parallel right? What's going on here? This is weird. So, although I love verses, and I love the Bible, and I love the parallel, I think that the verses could have been left out or put at the end of the chapter, and it would have made it better. Yeah, that would have made it better. So if you get the book and you know the story of Exodus, what happens in the book of the Bible, Exodus, don't read the verses before you read the chapters. Read them after you read the chapters, or it might ruin some stuff for you. Yeah, I was a little sad about that. But overall, I give this book 4 stars because it was super enjoyable. It was fantastic in the best fantasy kind of way. It makes you look up at the clouds. I had to draw the main character just because I was so excited about the book. I'll put that drawing up on Instagram so other people can see it, of Kyrian. So that is my book review of the Heir of Ariad. You can find the Heir of Ariad on multiple platforms, including Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, Kobo, Indigo, and anywhere you can find Anelthalien. And you can find Anelthalien on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, Kobo, in the Springfield store Redeemed, or on Walmart.com. You can find out more about the book and me, HAPruitt, on my website, HAPruitt.com. You can find out more about the Heir of Ariad and Niki Florica on her website, NikiFlorica.com. And you can follow her on Instagram, on Facebook, and on her YouTube channel. If you read the Heir of Ariad, if you read Anelthalien, if you read any book, please review it. It is so helpful to authors. Please tell me in the comments if you've read these books, what you think of these books, if you think you're gonna read these books. Tell me what you think about this video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi, if you want to know more about Anelthalien, please follow me on Instagram, check out my Facebook page, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or visit my website at HAPruitt.com. Thanks for watching!